battery just now. Something bright.
Because the heating's on. Why have you got? Is it here?
Sorry?
Heating's on.
I think it was on when it was colder last week, and they probably really hasn't had time today. I don't think to yeah, he's going off.
After the meeting.
The trouble is as well with the museum, it's freezing cold in there, so that's the issue. The thermostats will need doing. So, sorry, thank you, you've moved the microphones. Just got a minute or so to go.
Yes, well, that, sometimes the problem is
$10 million question. You ready, Lucy?
Ready?
You can wait for the
I wait,
picture
Well,
production.
we've got about a minute to go, just under
Yeah,
a minute to go.
long
No, I
page.
can't open this page.
No,
It's funny because
mine neither.
yesterday when I was over there, it was working.
I'm going to take it round there, so because I'll join you, because mine's not working either.
Something very odd. Are you moving?
It's interesting.
Are you moving?
Yeah,
That's
well,
because,
because it won't, my laptop's won't work, sorry.
do you think it'll work over there? Well, it's been on once. I mean, it's very strange, because I just don't understand.
The question.
Thank you.
You want me to move it along one?
Or if you could, that'd be brilliant, then I'll be able to get you in pen here.
6:30.
Thanks. Thanks very much, Jeff.
Yes.
Just get Jeff in.
This is the good side.
Wait.
I think it is, yeah.
You told me you didn't have a good side.
But I'm just going to
Well,
start.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm live streaming, so we are.
No, I still can't open it.
Mine's connected now.
Oh, well, good for you
Right
then.
then.
Sandwich Town Council Human Resources Committee, 1st of May 2024. First item, apologies for absence.
No apologies, Chair.
Okay. Number 2, declaration of interest. To receive any declaration of disclosable pecuniary interest for members in respect of business to be transacted on the agenda. None? Number 3, minutes of the Human Resources Committee meetings held on 27th March 2024, and to consider any matters arising from those minutes not covered elsewhere in this agenda.
Propose acceptance of the minutes. Chair,
Anything
you might
second?
need a seconder.
Yeah.
Number 4.
We need to just vote.
Oh, you need to vote, yeah.
Yeah. Shall we vote for
Minutes.
minutes for the 27th of March?
Thank you.
Councillor Anderson?
I can't read it.
Do you want to see that copy?
So we'll vote for this one. Number 4, do we have any public participation?
No request, Chair.
Number 5, assets roll proposal and update. Town clerk to share report, the assets roll for Sandwich Town Council, please.
Yes, thank you very much. So, following the release of the agenda, I have got a couple of comments from Councillor Super to share this evening as well. So he said, with the added in responsibilities, he would really stress that he doesn't think it's a good idea to add any further responsibilities other than what's in the draft job description. He said the role should be primarily focused on managing assets. This is no easy task, knowing all that needs to be done. Any dilution of this by adding other suggestions will make it difficult to find a candidate who can deliver the range of responsibilities required. Also, the personal specification for the role, he said it doesn't really draw on the requirement for leadership and management qualities and experience. And if the person is expected to manage the caretakers and oversee the market, then there needs to be this factored into the personal specification. So those were those comments. The actual report, Councillor Wiles assisted and wrote this as well. So hopefully that job description, you had an opportunity to read that. I've highlighted two aspects. One was about the line manager, because actually I meant supervise. So that should be supervising, if that's agreed.
Yeah.
And then with the market, I don't know if that will be an aspiration too far for this role. I'm not sure. Now we've looked at additions and I think aspirations for this person. That may be something that members might think is a bit an extra addition that maybe isn't practical. But I'll leave that for you to debate.
Okay, Councillor Carter.
Yeah, I still think that this assets role needs to include the market. I think we need a dedicated person, even if we've got the caretakers are helping set the market up. I think we need somebody that is designated to oversee the market, administrate the market, manage it, look for opportunities, manage all the equipment. We're getting quite a bit of equipment now to do with the market, with all these gazebos and things like that. So all that equipment, they're assets to the council. They should be looked after. And the market's an asset, if you think about it. So I think it's very important that this role does include that they are the market manager as well. And that's part and parcel. They either take that as part of the job or they don't apply for the job, basically. I mean, it'll be there in black and white and they can ask questions if they want to. So, thank you.
I was just going to say, I think we'd be very lucky to get a really qualified person on this salary. It might probably just someone that's just left university that's looking for first stuff. You really highly qualified architect, because these buildings, we're very two listed buildings, aren't we? So I don't think, personally, you'll get anyone at this salary. So I think some of the things, well, we'll talk about it in a bit, but you'll be very lucky to get suited qualified.
We can afford.
Yeah, I know it is, but I don't think we're going to get afford a fully qualified architect.
Right, Councillor Carter.
Oh yeah, I think there's actually quite a lot of scope, because you might possibly get, we have the same thing at Kent County Council, you might get somebody who's very close to retirement that's perhaps looking for a job more locally. So at Kent County Council we had the same in trading standards, and we had somebody who came in and he acted as a manager, and he'd been commuting to London all his life, and when we asked him, we said, "Oh, you're too overqualified for the role," he said, "Oh, I don't want to commute to London anymore, so I just want a job locally, so I'm prepared to take the money." So I think we've just got to cast our net with what we've got. That's all we've got, and see what comes up. So, as I said, the only fly in the ointment I see is I still think this shouldn't be termed asset officer, because I think that's too specialised, and I think people will say, "Oh, assets, what are they? I've never worked with those before." So I think I think it's just the title that will turn people off. Thank you, Chair.
Councillor Wild.
Yeah, sorry, Jill, are you proposing the bits in yellow come out?
No, I just wanted to flag to members the concerns, and just with the yellow where it says line manager number 8,
Yeah.
I think that should be supervised, because the person won't be line managing while they're doing that. It's supervision.
Okay.
Yeah.
But if they line manage, doesn't that then take some duties away from you, so it gives you more time to do more important
Yeah,
things.
that's true.
I think really what the essential part is for somebody to supervise. I don't think it's so much the line management, it is the day-to-day supervision. And, you know, I don't know with all the other aspirations for this person, if they will genuinely have time to do that. Only meeting the candidate and seeing, you know, what their qualities are will tell, I think. But I think if we leave it in, and then obviously, like the nurse said, cast the net and see who comes through the recruitment process, and then obviously, you know, it comes through the interviews hopefully.
Yeah, I mean, I think there is a degree to which all the staff are jack of all trades or Jill of all trades. I mean, Jill does high level stuff and, you know, low level stuff in the market, because that's the nature of the town council. Everyone has to chip in and do bits of work at different levels. So I think with this post, I think the same applies. There's the high level issues like the leases and the legal stuff, and then the day to day.
It's a very broad spectrum, isn't it?
Well, it is, but it is for all posts, I think. I mean, I would prefer to keep line management and supervision in there, because I think that the team then has a clear manager. Perhaps it should be retitled as property manager
Yeah, I agree with that.
rather than assets
Yeah,
officer, because they will be managing.
That's
And
it.
if they're managing staff, then
Yeah.
they are clearly a manager.
Yeah,
So I would prefer to keep that in there.
I'll second that.
And yeah, I think we have to suck it and see if someone comes who can do the job. Then, but if we can't find anyone, then we're back to plan B.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
what is plan B?
We have to
You know, with maintenance,
reach that.
always used to be a quinquennial inspection. You know, every 5 years we had an architect. It was local in Sandwich, and it moved to Margate. So he used to come and he used to write a list of all the immediate repairs needed. So the town council then decided what to do over that 5 year period. Then they come back every 5 years. So that's what we did. We had a highly qualified architect come every 5 years for a quinquennial inspection. Did a report. So we probably spent a few days here, going around all the buildings, all around the guild, checking all the wiring, everything.
Yeah.
So that's
Well,
really,
I think we've discussed
so
that.
that's to get a highly, yeah, that's the only way I think to get a really highly qualified
Yeah.
architect is to get a consultant.
Yeah. Well, I think that could be built into future years. But I think we've discussed this so many times where we've agreed that we're not really managing properties as well as we could. So that's the
But
purpose.
we're looking about managing, probably really not looking at like the maintenance so much, aren't we? That's the thing. We're so concentrating on running them, but we've got to think about the structures as well, haven't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was that Trevor Barlow, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I knew.
I think the other thing in this job description, when we talked about it initially, we said this person would be expected to bring in income or to make savings. That's not in here specifically, but I think it should be a part of every annual appraisal to say your target for this year is to achieve X income and X savings year by year.
Yeah, I think that's right. I propose that we adopt this this job description, but with the amendments that have been raised by Colin Wiles and others as well.
And do you want to take the additional suggestion from Councillor Suker? The person specification doesn't draw on the requirement for leadership, management qualities and experience. And he thought that those requirements should be in the job as person specification.
Yeah.
Do members? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
You could talk about leading the cleaning and caretaking team.
Yeah, indeed. So I propose that, so we need a second and
Is
that.
everybody happy for
Was that
the
Councillor
proposal? Proposal for amendment.
Yeah.
Amendment, yeah.
Agreed. Okay, thank you.
Okay, number 6, confidential matters. Under the public bodies, admission to meetings Act 1960. The public may be excluded from the meeting for the following items of business on the ground that they involve the likely disclosure of exempt information as defined in Part 1 of Schedule 12A of the Local Government Act 1972 by virtue of the paragraph specified against the item. Number 1, information relating to a particular employee or applicant to become an employee of or a particular office holder under the authority. Can we
Yeah, vote on that, so I
go on to
propose.
confidential?
Yeah, I propose.
Is it in this?
Yeah,
Everybody agree?
Thank you.
let's do that once Christine tells you.
Yes.
Thanks, Christine.
No,